All right, everyone, welcome back to another blockchain news video. Today in the news, we do have quite a bit to go over. We got some news that's pretty interesting regarding Ethereum's privacy, an auction that's going to be coming out for Bitcoin from the US Marshals. We have waves in the news, a Minecraft game, and a little bit more for you guys to enjoy today. As of right now, we do have Bitcoin currently at $9,254. So that's going to be a pullback of about 1.4% for the 24-hour. Ethereum at 187.88, XRP 25 cents, Bitcoin Cash 382, Bitcoin SV 276. So the biggest one with the pullback here is Bitcoin SV at negative 3.11%. As we take a look at Coin360, we do see some red in the market here, but again, it's holding on pretty well, leading up to the change that we had with the bull run, almost all the way up to 9,500, I believe, for Bitcoin. Right now, we're sitting at that 92.58 off of Coin360 here, and a lot of other coins are actually in the green. I did see some red when I changed the view over for the 24-hour change, but that was only for really, coins that are at the bottom, ones that are in the 800s, thousands, so nothing within the top 100 that I noticed was in a very bad red position. So moving on to the news, let's go ahead and get started. We have Aztec launches privacy network on Ethereum. So they are launching their own cost-efficient solution for keeping transactions private. They're going to be using the same zero-knowledge proofs as Zcash. The protocol has also launched a privacy software development kit, so an SDK that allows users to mint their own private assets. This was actually intended to be used by banks. So JP Morgan's blockchain team trialed Aztec during a series of ZKP tests back in February 2018, guys. So rather interesting there that we see such, change in time. That's actually 2 years ago. So yeah, interesting to see JP Morgan and other, who knows what other banks are looking to use private transactions within Ethereum. So the Ethereum Startup Incubator Consensus led a $2.1 million funding round for Aztec in November 2019. The team plans to introduce user privacy to prevent third parties from determining user identities. It will then develop a technique to keep smart contracts private. So it looks like Aztec is doing pretty well here in bringing out privacy for Ethereum. Next up, we have US Marshals will auction 40 million in Bitcoin this month. So the Marshals will auction approximately 4,040 Bitcoin, which is worth about 37.7 million at the time that it was announced. Potential bidders must register by February 12th, and the registered bidders will be chosen by February 18th. So the auction will take place during a 6-hour period on the 18th. Bids will be accepted by email from pre-registered bidders only. To enter, bidders will also be required to make a $200,000 deposit before being able to bid. Participants who do not win their bids will receive these back. So they're going to be a 4-lot bid taking place on this auction. So we're going to have Series A, it's going to be 2,500 Bitcoin. Series B, 1,000. Series C, 500. And D, it's going to be 40.54. And a bit more, but there's going to be 2 of those for Series D. So the Bitcoin for this month auction comes from more than 50 administrative forfeitures and legal cases, according to the Marshals website. So the agency has actually been doing this since 2014, guys. It most recently auctioned 660 Bitcoin in November 2018 and raised well over 50 million in auctions during that year alone. So interesting. It seems like anything that is taken from the public, through legal cases or companies and stuff that have Bitcoin, it then gets auctioned off so that the US Marshals can make money. So interesting take there. Next up, we have, when will we see the digital dollar? Crypto Dad says soon. So we have the former CFTC chairman, Chris Giancarlo, who is also known as Crypto Dad. He was actually making some interesting statements in regards to not only his time at the commission with the change of the digitization of things around the world. So he witnessed first a wave of information being digitized, right? So the internet, and kind of us, we know it today, it's pretty speedy. It's fun, it's fast, right? It's good to interact with. So then he also kind of witnessed the digitization of value, or the internet of value, right? So that's what we're currently in, guys. We're currently in cryptocurrency. We've been 10 years in with Bitcoin, and people are really starting to make sense of what's going to happen when it comes to finances. So he stated, I've been also thinking a lot about how so much of our physical infrastructure, our bridges, our tunnels, our airports, have been allowed to age and decay. They were state of the art in the 50s and 60s. They are well past their sell-by date today. So that's very true, guys. So much of our financial infrastructure has also been allowed to age and decay and not been modernized. So it's going to be interesting to see how we keep moving forward. You know, he's working right now with the Chamber of Digital Commerce as an advisor, and also joined the board of the American Financial Exchange. We know that he is one of the ones that is pushing the concept of the digital dollar, which we did discuss back in earlier videos that I made for Blockchain News. But now we are seeing that, you know, they're getting a little bit more vocal about some of their thoughts. He also tried to bring a lighter regulatory approach when it came to cryptos when he was at the CFTC. But of course, people were kind of reluctant or resisting the ideas of cryptos in themselves. So moving forward, I hope to see him in the news and hopefully hear more about that digital dollar. Next up, we have Bitcoin usage among merchants is up, according to data from Coinbase and BitPay. So the BitPay chief marketing officer stated that the payment processor facilitated 1 billion worth of crypto transactions in 2019, with Bitcoin leading the pack. So that's good to see, guys. That's good to see people using Bitcoin, not just hodling it, right? Likewise, a Coinbase spokesperson said Coinbase Commerce processed 135 million worth of cryptocurrency payments for thousands of merchants in 2019, which represents a 600% increase in the number of unique transactions via Coinbase Commerce since 2018. So pretty good growth there that we've seen with cryptocurrency payments that are being used through merchants. Remember, we want to see this through merchants because we want to see people actually using their cryptos to purchase goods and all that good stuff, right? If we don't start doing it, guys, the rest of the world is not going to follow. You know, they're following now because they saw Bitcoin in the way it grew in the past 10 years. So if we want to see people use cryptocurrencies, then we do want to lead a little bit. So we do see further in the report that Amazon, Starbucks, Sephora were the most gifted brands by Lightning users. So pretty interesting there. People are using, Bitcoin pretty much everywhere. These are 3 big companies, People are not ready to pay with crypto. They prefer to keep it rather than spend it, says Damas, who is one of the owners from a luxury lingerie business in Paris. I prefer to receive payments in crypto because they are more secure for me. For example, when I receive payments from PayPal, some people cheat and say they didn't receive the goods. So that's one big thing that Bitcoin is also bringing, guys, to these merchants, is that when the money is sent, it is sent. You know what I mean? It is not going to be recalled from people trying to cheat the system, which we've seen with PayPal, and we've obviously seen it with other payment processing companies. So his customers are 80% men, spending Bitcoin on lingerie as a status symbol, an insight that aligns with BitPay's findings that jewelry, precious metals, and high-end tech products garner the most Bitcoin buyers. Okay, so that's pretty much it for that one. Next up, we have Jack Dorsey enables Bitcoin emoji on Twitter posts. You guys have probably seen this. You've been on Twitter. Hashtag Bitcoin or hashtag BTC is going to get you a unique emoji for Unicode that's pretty much just being shared. I know there was a big sharing chain that took place on Twitter throughout this day, the 2nd of February. So hopefully it's still going, right? So we can bring more awareness to Bitcoin. The symbol has not been recommended for general interchange, which would allow other major platforms like Facebook, LinkedIn to be able to use it. Dorsey's tweet Sunday suggests he's trying to push Unicode into turning it into an RGI emoji, which is good. If we get the emoji for Bitcoin, then we can see it around other people's phones, right? They're going to be using it in messages and stuff like that, and we can get more awareness out for crypto. And we know that Jack Dorsey has been a high-profile advocate of crypto For a while now, he set up Square Crypto, a small team dedicated to assist with development of Bitcoin. So that's a Twitter CEO for you guys. BitPay CEO platform will support more cryptocurrencies and possibly Lightning Network. Pear, who is the BitPay CEO, stated, "I'm not going to specifically name which ones we will add, but you can look at CoinMarketCap to see all the top blockchains and come up with good guesses in what we were interested in." So they're going to be looking at the top ones, and they may consider the smaller ones too, depending on the innovation around payments. He did state that the Lightning Network is high on their priority list for what they are considering adding to the platform, so that's good. More people trying to get on Lightning Network, guys, and we're going to see one more in the news here today that actually added it, so that's pretty good. There's more information here, right, to how they're trying to compare to BitPay, BitPay's trying to become PayPal 2.0, right? So I think they're in the right direction. You know, they got different verification levels and stuff. They're trying to remain compliant with US regulations and all that good stuff. So I don't think BitPay is going anywhere. If anything, they're going to continue to develop, and we're going to see more coins on their platform, not just a few stable coins, Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, Ether, and some other ones. So moving forward, we have Waves launched a nonprofit association under German law. So they're trying to stimulate global adoption for DLTs and support the growth of the Waves ecosystem. I think this is a good move. They got 10 community members from 6 different countries. That's Portugal, Spain, Switzerland, Germany, the Netherlands, and Russia. Through the association, we will be able to increase the numbers of developers and users, and also plan to attract crypto enthusiasts who develop other blockchain tech and solutions. So we've kind of seen this where groups of projects will try to become nonprofits or become actual nonprofits, and that way they can kind of stimulate growth. They're going to try to associate some technology developed by the DAO, so some of the DAO-like tools and blockchain-based solutions for decision-making, member engagement, including voting and decentralized management. So just kind of bring in some of the other things that we've seen in other blockchains, and hopefully that's going to make Waves more, more attractive for developers first, and then obviously users. And yeah, they're registered out under the German tax law. Next up, we have a Minecraft game for Bitcoin. It's called Satoshi Quest. So this is pretty interesting. It's online. You can win real Bitcoin, and players pay around $1 to play. And then that is going to be pooled. You get your life for your player, and then you kind of run around and look for treasure. There's a big space within the Minecraft landscape, so you're going to be searching for the treasure. If a player gets pretty close to the pool of prize, then his location is going to be broadcasted to other players. So that's going to make it so that player is not just camping on that spot, and that's going to drive interaction and all that good stuff. So the article is pretty much saying that when a player finds a loot, they receive 85% of the fund, 15% goes back to the next round's loot pot. So that's pretty cool to see that payout go back to the next round, which brings players to want to keep playing. And then 90% of the money raised through entrance fees goes to the treasure fund, and 10% does go to developer costs, or for server costs, I mean. But right now, the entrance fee is $1. So people are coming in for $1, but remember, we have fees within the Bitcoin blockchain. So right now it's around 25 cents to 30. Unfortunately, if Bitcoin price rises, that's going to bring up the fees. So it's important to keep in mind that you're paying $1 and fees, right? So don't know how that's going to scale in the future, but I'm hoping with Lightning and all that good stuff, we can keep everything pretty cheap when it comes to Bitcoin's fees. Next up, we have new report confirms Ethereum is the top blockchain gaming platform. We've been able to see a retention of over 75% of their user base. Even the slightly less popular offerings note 60% or higher within the crypto space. For the time being, we have Ethereum remaining as a leader in blockchain gaming. EOS comes in second, ahead of Tron and Ontology. Even though we do have popularity within crypto, blockchain gamers represent a fraction of crypto enthusiasts all over the world. So if you're in blockchain and you already, you have mobile games and stuff, take the time to play some of these games, right? Support the community and see what kind of cryptos maybe you might be able to earn. Next up, we have Ripple announces new plan to drive XRP ecosystem support development and adoption. So through their development arm called Spring, they're bringing new details to drive adoption into XRP. They are now focused on producing the content that makes it easier for developers to access blockchain tech and digital assets through technical documentation, sample code, tutorials, video demos, and also written posts on their blogs or their blog forum. So that's going to be good because they're trying to curate content to facilitate developer access to blockchain tech and digital assets. This is a big thing right now, guys, in 2020. If coins projects, right, they're not developing their SDKs and they're not, making it easier for developers to just get onboarded, then, what kind of community are you building? So that's good that I'm seeing this come from the XRP house, right? I don't just want XRP to depend completely on what Ripple's, how many banks Ripple's gonna, bring into their ecosystem and who might potentially use the XRP corridor. I'm tired of that news. That's awesome for XRP, and of course that will promote even more growth, and Ripple's going to be doing their thing, but this is what we need to see from the community. We need to see more commitment in regards to development for XRP itself. Next up, we do have some interesting news here from Tron. Somebody stating, people in the community are accusing Tron CEO of lying about the fixed amount of the TRX supply. So it seems like right now, because of the concept of super representatives, and I'm not really sure what they do, but that's causing the supply of TRX to go above 100 billion. Now, I dug deeper because I wanted to make sure that this just wasn't FUD, right? I don't want to bring you guys just FUD, but I want to give you guys the real news on what's going on. So fortunately, Tron, Justin's son did reply to this tweet, and he did state reasons why the hard cap pretty much goes above 100 billion. So I don't know what that's gonna, what you guys think about that or how that might affect your thought process on Tron. But for me, what I've seen that works is deflationary currencies. If there's a lot of fun idea in regards to all these coins that have a lot of coins, or now we're seeing that they're minting new ones because it's necessary for super representatives. I'm seeing the same thing on EOS, kind of. New coins get minted to pay out for people that are in the top 21 BPs. That's how it works on EOS. And that does affect the price, guys. So we got to keep in mind how we're supporting these projects, because these head honchos, right, in case of Tron, if they decide to, he posts an article and pretty much changes things, Tron Foundation, apparently the community also gets to vote, but the community is not being educated on how they can vote to keep the 100 billion hard cap. It just doesn't make any sense to me. So I don't know if it's a lack of knowledge. I have seen it within Twitter, crypto Twitter community, but it frustrates me, guys. It really bugs me. It really annoys me that this happens, because these projects keep going and going and going, and they get all this hype, but the token price is correlated to the hard cap. If coins are getting minted, if more coins are coming out to pay for God knows who, it's going to affect the system. You need to have a way to either burn the coins, which is what Binance has shown, or people to actually use the freaking coins, right? And so that is why Bitcoins are so popular. That is why I hear about these debates in regards to Bitcoin versus X coin. And in reality, yeah, we did have a bull run here in 2017 with some of these coins and into early 2018. But other than that, what can we see from them? All coins, yeah, do they move pretty high? Yes. And that's what I think people are expecting with this coin and other ones that are at a smaller price. But keep in mind, the people that run these coins, they can decide what the heck they want to do. And Justin Sun does use a lot of TRX to donate, to promote his project and become more popular, you know. And, you know, I'm not saying he's a hypocrite. That's not what I'm saying. But these things are irritating, especially in early 2020, in the space that we are in crypto and the maturity level that people should have within the space and knowledge. We've been through a decade of crypto, right? We've seen ups, we've seen downs. People shouldn't be uneducated in this kind of stuff where they don't know that they can vote. So again, if you are in the Tron community, I'm letting you know right now, you can. There was a vote open to put at hard cap in the code, but there weren't enough votes. So that's some of the replies. That's what they're saying. If you have any form of influence and you're in the Tron community, get the voice out there. Get people to understand to put a cap on this coin if you want to see this coin move up. Because, you know, we can't just stand by and wait on global adoption. You know, it's not, yes, it's going to work, but at the same time, it's like it shouldn't justify this TRX supply going up. So next up, we do have Tasos Price soars 17%. People are hoping for it to hit $5 soon. So currently trading at 2.05 USD, ranked number 11. And I'm not 100% sure if that's still the case, but it seems like it did pretty well here on the 3rd of February. So that's good. People are expecting it to surge up to $5 in March. I'm excited to see that. Next up, we have Bitfinex launches Lightning Network Bitcoin deposits on mobile apps. So this kind of ties back to that whole conversation we've had in the other articles within this video, that people are taking up Lightning, right? And is becoming more of a thing for companies. So Lightning was brought back in 2015. Bitfinex is now applying it here for their mobile apps, and the latest version of the app is actually live. So when you do update, you're going to be able to do that, and that should bring transactions down to 2 to 3 minutes instead of almost an hour without Lightning Network. So really big news, really big, push forward for Bitcoin. We got to see more people adopt this so we can move transactions quickly on the Bitcoin network. Next up, we have 4x faster crypto transactions, MIT's Spider off-chain routing scheme. So I'm going to cover this news. I'm going to give you guys a disclaimer. This could be something that absolutely fails and nobody adopts. But if it becomes common, especially within Bitcoin, it can really revolutionize how it is seen as a global currency. It's not going to be a global gold anymore if we can transact up to 4 times faster than before. And that is what this Spider off-chain routine scheme is stating. So basically, just think about the Lightning Network and think about something that's just faster for right now, until we get more evidence in regards to what the technicals behind it and other developers do look at it. But this is from MIT researchers. They're saying that it has proven capable of processing 95% of a network's crypto transactions while only using about 25% of the funds needed for traditional routing schemes. Pretty cool stuff, guys. Pretty big news. February 3rd, 2020, we covered this, okay? So if we see this again at some point this year, just remind me in the comments, hey, February 3rd, this was a pretty big news. So let's see how it moves, right? Lightning Network took 4 or 5 years for Bitfinex to apply. Let's see what happens with this technology. And last up, we have some Coinbase users can't withdraw more than $10 in Bitcoin a day. This was claimed by a Twitter user, Reddit user handle Unholy Crab 1. So he's claiming that his application was denied for higher withdrawal limits, and now he's limited to $10 for his account. I don't know, I'm not 100% sure what the hell Coinbase is doing, but hey, he can't remove more than $10 daily from his account. There's plenty of complaints in the thread, over 40 comments. People are just skeptical over Coinbase services so far, but again, might just be, who knows, they might make a statement. Hopefully they do up his limits. If not, then that's a bad look for Coinbase as a whole, guys. So yeah, the market, like I mentioned at the the beginning of the video is looking kind of red, just a small pullback, but nothing too crazy. That's going to be it for the news today though, guys. So if you enjoyed the video, go ahead and like it, sub to the channel, stay connected to the channel, guys, so I can bring you some quick news, get you some news that you can listen to, you know, on your way to your house, to your car, to whatever, and then you can just go ahead and get this information and get going with your day. Comment down below if you have any questions or if you want to talk more about any of these articles. We had privacy on Ethereum through Aztec, you know, we have Bitcoin auctions, we have Ripple XRP bringing, you know, more technology for developers, Minecraft, Bitcoin game. We had so much in this video. So let's keep the conversation going, and I'll see you guys on the next one.